We have a System 80 driver board. Came in with an MPU and a power supply. This goes into a Genesis, and I have it in my RoboWar right now, making sure all the lamp and solenoid circuits work. And I'll come back to the lamp circuits in just a moment, but let's test the solenoids. So all those solenoids are working perfectly. And let's see. I'll come back to the rest of these tests in just a second, but let me power off and power back on. And this is the best way to make sure all the lamp circuits are working, is despite the lamp test, is just see if everything's firing in game mode. I know that my RoboWar exercises all drive circuits on the driver board, so this driver board's good to go. And here is the Genesis MPU that goes with that driver board. And the client reported that the head, arms, legs feature of the Genesis game, which is a great game by the way, were accumulating much too rapidly. And so I immediately suspected switch matrix problems, and that did turn out to be the problem. These two, the 7400 and 7404, and Z11 and Z13, I believe, and the switch matrix had failed. So the main reason those things fail is because they get shorted, or the switch matrix gets shorted to high voltage, typically at the coin door or on games that have kicking targets. The fish paper sometimes becomes out of whack. I also replaced the original slam switch mod, which was a gob of solder here with a loop of wire between those two components. And I installed the reproduction piggyback board just to ensure that the solder connections there were solid. Those original piggyback boards, I replace all of them now. They're just not worth messing with. So let's boot it up. And again, I'm in my RoboWars. And I have Genesis ROMs, but it's interesting. These lamps here are going in. Nope. No, that's the right order. I guess I was looking at them a little goofy, but it's driving all the lamps. And in particular, I want to test the switch matrix here. So let's go to switch test and go diagonally across the switch matrix. And this proves that all rows and all columns are working. Now switch 77 is something special. Let me try that. Well, it worked. So that's working properly. The dip switches I have verified. 030703 Delta Foxtrot. The massively boring display test. And memory test. This tests the 5101 and the Prom 1 checksum. So this board is good to go. Board set is good to go. The MPU driver and power supply. And on the power supply, I'm sorry about that, I adjusted the pot, the trim pot. I replaced the trim pot, and then I adjusted it to 5.1 volts. And I do that because there's going to be some voltage drop when you put it back in the game, and I didn't power my whole game. I just hooked it up to power and tested the outputs, and always replace these headers here. So thanks for sending these, and thank you for your patience as I work through the queue. And to everybody out there, I'm not sure how many videos I'll have between now and Christmas, but Merry Christmas or Happy holiday season, whatever you celebrate.